This presentation will discuss the requirement related to the Title I Part A campus allocations, which has been selected for review as part of the Program Monitoring Validation process being conducted by the Federal Program Compliance Division at the Texas Education Agency. Documenting overall compliance for a program requirement may require several forms of documentation to be maintained locally and available upon request by TEA and/or an auditor. To ensure the overall compliance with program requirements, LEAs should refer to the program guide and/or other program-related resources that reference the multiple forms of documentation required to be maintained locally. The documentation requested for submission during the program monitoring validation process may not include all forms of documentation that are required to be maintained locally. In general, LEAs are required to allocate Title I Part A funds to eligible campuses in rank order on the basis of the number of low-income children in each attendance area or school. An LEA that serves a campus with a low-income percentage below 35% must apply the 125% special allocation rule to all of the Title I Part A schools it serves. LEAs with fewer than 1,000 students and LEAs consisting of a single campus were excluded from the selection pool for this validation because they are exempt from the rank and serve requirement that is tested through this validation item. For item 1.1, the selected LEAs must submit evidence showing the amounts of their Title I Part A campus allocations and how those amounts were determined. Acceptable documentation would include a spreadsheet showing the campus name, campus number, enrollment, number of low-income students, low-income percentage, per pupil amount, and the amount of the Title I Part A campus allocation for all Title I Part A campuses served for the school year being validated. Please note that the campus status, enrollment, and low-income percentages should match the SC 5000 for the school year being validated. Please also note that Title I Part A Parent and Family Engagement Funds that are allocated to campuses as part of the LEA's PFE reservation requirement should be tracked separately and should not be included as part of the regular Title I Part A campus allocations. Issues that may result in an improvement needed status for this item include the following. Auditable documentation requested was not submitted. Campus allocations were not based on the number of low-income students. The rank and serve rules were not followed. If required, the 125% special allocation rule was not applied correctly, or the documentation submitted does not align with the SC 5000 for the applicable school year. For item 1.2, LEAs must submit evidence connecting the Title I Part A campus allocation calculations to the campus budgets. Acceptable documentation could include summary pages from the general ledger showing the amount of Title I Part A funds allocated to each campus. Issues related to this item that may result in an improvement needed status include the following. The auditable documentation requested was not submitted. Campus names or campus numbers and their corresponding Title I Part A budget totals are not evident. Budgeted amounts are not related to the campus allocation calculations that were submitted. Or the documentation submitted was not for the school year requested. Questions related to the program monitoring validations for the Title I Part A program may be directed to Vivian Smurl at essasupport@tea.texas.gov.